Hello friends, today we are going to see the topic sensors and the transducers and their types. So what are the prerequisites which are needed for the sensors and the transducers? First of all, we should know what are the definitions of the sensors and the transducers. What do you mean by sensors? We always say sensors are nothing but the transducers. But is it true? I guess it is not true, because sensors can only sense the energy, whereas the transducers can sense the energy as well as convert that into the electrical form. So what do you mean by sensors? Sensors are the sensing elements which can sense the physical quantity. Now that physical quantity can be anything. That can be pressure, that can be temperature, that can be flow, that can be viscosity, anything. Now what do you mean by transducers then? Transducers are nothing but which can senses the energy and which can convert that form of energy into the another form. So these are the basic difference between the sensors and the transducers. Now let us discuss about the transducers. So what do you mean by transducers, friends? Transducer, it is a device that converts a primary form of energy into the corresponding signal with different energy forms. So depending upon that, there are two types of the transducers, that are the primary transducers and the, we can say, secondary transducers. Now what is the need of primary transducers and the secondary transducers? First of all, primary transducers are which can senses the energy, one form of energy, and convert it into the electrical energy. So these kind of transducers, we can say these are the primary transducers. Now what do you mean by secondary transducers? Secondary transducers can convert that electrical energy into the another form of energy, we can say digital form. Because we always know at the end of the user side, we have to measure that or we have to display that in the form of binary. So that is why we need that secondary transducers. So what is the use of these secondary transducers? They just sense the electrical energy which is coming from the primary transducers and convert it into the digital forms. So these are the secondary transducers. Another part is sensors. So sensors, the example of the sensor is thermometer. Now what do you mean by sensors? So it is a device which detects, measures a signal or the stimulus. So it acquires the information from the real world. Now if you can see the diagram here, you can see the real world, sensors, actuators, and this is what the intelligent feedback system. Now what do you mean by actuators? Actuator, it is a device that generates a signal or stimulus. Now we have seen the difference between transducers and the sensors. So transducers can convert one form of energy into the another form that we have seen. Sensors, it is a sensing element which only senses the physical form or physical quantity. Now there is another thing which is included in that, that is called as actuators. So the examples for the actuator is heater. So what is actuator? It is a device that generates a signal or it stimulates. Now if you clearly see this diagram, what can you see? This is what the real world which is given to the sensor. Now sensor is working in one directional and actuator, you can see that is taking the signal from the feedback system and it is given back to the real world. Now how it will work? So in this real world, what are the real world physical quantities? I told you this can be anything, any physical quantity. It can be length, it can be pressure, it can be viscosity, it can be flow. So from this real world, the physical quantities can be senses by the sensor, and from sensor it goes to the intelligent feedback system. Now to what we can call the intelligent feedback system? So the intelligent feedback system is nothing but we can say it is a closed loop system. So these intelligent feedback systems are of two types. These are the open loop feedback systems and the closed loop feedback systems. What do you mean by open loop feedback system? So in the open loop feedback system, we are giving the input to the feedback system and we are getting the output. We are not controlling it. So what is the difference between the open loop feedback system and the closed loop feedback system is, in the open loop feedback system, what we are doing is, this is our input. We are giving it to the feedback network and we are getting the output. Okay, so in that there is no feedback path present between output and input. Now what do you mean by feedback path? Feedback path, it is a signal which is going from output again back to the input. And what we have to do here, when the signal from output goes to the input, we just have to compare those signals and we are again giving to the feedback system. But in the open loop feedback system, what we can see here, there is no feedback path present between the input and the output. We are just giving the input to the feedback network and we are taking the output. That means we are not controlling it. Closed loop feedback system, there is a input which is given to the feedback network and we are getting the output, and from output the feedback signal it given to the input. Now what you can see here, this is what it is, beta. What is beta? It is the feedback parameter. So this feedback parameter is going from output to the input. Now here what we are doing, first of all, when any input is given to the input side, it is goes to the feedback network and goes to the output. And from output, whatever the measured value it is there, it goes again to the feedback network, feedback parameter, and from feedback parameter it goes to the input. Now here the error is measured. Now how the error is measured here? This actual value minus this measured value, this is called as error over here, and this error is again given to the feedback network and we are getting the output over here. So this is the closed loop feedback system. So whenever we have to see the transducers and the sensors or any type of transducers, we can say these are the intelligent feedback system, which we can say these are the closed loop feedbacks. So this is all related to the feedback system. So in this intelligent feedback system, we are using the closed loop feedback system. So in that, from the intelligent feedback system, it goes to the actuators, and actuator again give it to the real world. So what are we are interested in? We are interested in the electronic sensors. So what are the electronic sensors? That converts the desired parameter into the electrically measurable signals. So what are the desired parameters? So desired parameters can be anything depending upon which kind of a physical signal you are giving. So it converts the desired parameter into the electrically measured one. So the general electronic sensors are primary transducers and the secondary transducers, which we have already discussed with. So primary transducers that changes the real world parameter into the electrical signal. And what do you mean by secondary transducers? This converts electrical signal into the analog one or the digital values. So you can see another diagram here. Real world, these are the primary transducers, analog signals, secondary transducers, and from in between the primary transducers and the secondary transducers, what you can see, there are sensors. Okay, so what are the usable values? Usable values, we can say these are the measured values or the control values which we require for the controlled operations. So the primary transducers, which is sensing the real world physical values given to the sensors, again the analog signal is given to the secondary transducers, and from the secondary transducers it gives to the sensors, and these are the usable values which we required for the output purpose. Now if we see the typical electronic sensor system here, what we can see, these are the sensors, this goes to the microcontrollers, signal processing communications, and this is what the network display. So in this process, what we clearly see is this is the input signal, we can say measurand, which quantity we have to measure. It goes to the sensors, different types of sensors are there. Then from these sensors, the sensor data that can be now analog or the digital, that goes to the microcontroller. Microcontroller part is, we can say, these are the signal processing, and it goes to the network display. Sometimes we need network display, sometimes we require it for the storage. So this is what the typical electronic system. Now let us discuss the types of the transducers. We have already seen that transducer, it is having the sensing element, and it is having the transduction element. Now this complete portion forms the transducer. Now what do you mean by this sensing element and what do you mean by this transduction element? So this transducer is the combination of sensing element and the transduction element, where the work of sensing element is to sense the physical quantities. From this it goes to the transduction element, where one form of energy is converted into the another form of energy. So this total block is considered as a transducers. So let us start with the types of the transducers. So first we have to see types of the transducers based on the quantity to be measured. So the first is temperature transducers. As the name suggests us, temperature transducers, example is thermocouple. So in the temperature transducers, what we have to measure is temperature or the heat flow. So which quantity we have to measure over here? We have to measure the temperature. So first we have to measure the types of the transducer based on the quantity to be measured. So the first quantity which we have to measure is temperature. So for the temperature transducer, the example is thermocouple. Now how the temperature transducer is working? So what we have to do is, we have to measure the temperature transducers. So temperature transducers can sense the temperature and it convert into the electrical form. So temperature transducer, what happens in the temperature transducer is, the sensing element senses the temperature, outside temperature or heat, and it gives to the transduction element. Now what is the use of that transduction element? The signal which is coming, electrical signal from the transducer 1 or say primary transducer or the sensing element, that converts that electrical signal to the digital form, and at the display we can sense the temperature value. So this is the temperature transducers. Now what do you mean by pressure transducer? Pressure transducers can sense the amount of pressure we are giving to the transducers. So depending upon the amount of pressure we are giving to the transducer, that pressure is converted into the electrical signal by the primary transducers, and that signal is given to the secondary transducers. So in the secondary transducer, what is happening? Whatever the electrical signal which is proportional to the pressure which we have given to the input, that electrical signal is converted into the another part, we can say digital part, if we have to display it or we have to store it. So these are the pressure transducers. Then next one is the displacement transducers. Now what do you mean by displacement transducers? Displacement transducers can sense the motion of element. So by sensing the motion of element, that motion is converted into the electrical form. So displacement transducers example is LVDT, that is linear variable displacement transducers. So in that, mechanical motion is converted into the electrical signal in displacement transducers. Now the oscillator transducers, but before that we'll see the block diagram of the displacement transducers. So in the displacement transducer, what we have to see, there is a input which is given to the machine, and from machine it goes to the signal processor, and from signal processor it goes to the display. Here it is a displacement. Now what is happening here? This is the displacement transducers. What we have to measure is displacement. So the displacement is given to the machine. From machine it goes to the signal processor and the converter block. The supply is given to the signal processor and the converter. So that displacement is sensed by the machine, which given to the signal processor and the converter block, and from that it goes to the display. Now what is happening with this signal processor and the converter? So in the signal processor and the converter, the transducer elements are present. So that converter, which can convert the displacement into the electrical motion, and electrical motion is converted into the digital form for the display. So here what is happening? There are two types of conversion which are happening here. That is, your mechanical motion is converted into the electrical signal, and electrical signal is converted into the digital signal. So this is related to the mechanical transducer, or we can say this is the displacement transducer. Now what we have seen? We have seen the diagram of the mechanical transducer or the displacement transducer. Let us see the pressure transducer block diagram. So what is there in a pressure transducer block diagram? Let us see. There is a controller. This is, we can say, mixer. This is the input. From controller it goes to the sensing element. From sensing element it goes to the process. From process it goes to the, this is process variable, we are getting it. This is what your sensor, or we can say transducers over here. So from this process it goes to the sensor and the transducer, and here what we are getting, that is measurement. And this measured value it goes to the mixer, or we can say this is the error detector block. So now what is happening in this pressure transducer block diagram? What we are going to see is the input, or we can say this is the set value. This set value is goes to the error detector block. First of all it goes to the controller. From controller it goes to the process variable. So from controller, when it goes to the process variable, we are getting the measured value over here. From measured value, when the process is given, the process value we are getting it, and that process value as an feedback it is given to the sensors and the transducers. So from this sensing element we are getting the measurement, and that measurement is again given to this error detector block, and here we are getting the error, which is nothing but the set value minus process value. So this is the error, or we can say this is the feedback which we are getting from this sensing value. So this is related to the pressure transducer block diagram. Now what we have seen up till now? We have seen the temperature transducers, which can senses the heat or the temperature, and which can convert that temperature into the electrical form. Then we have seen the pressure transducers. In the pressure transducers, what we have seen, that whatever the pressure is applied, that applied pressure is converted into the electrical signal, and again that electrical signal by the secondary transducer is converted into the digital one. Then we have seen the displacement transducers. In the displacement transducers, what we have seen, the example is LVDT over here. So in that, what we have seen, the displacement or the mechanical motion is converted into the electrical quantity. Now let us see the oscillator transducer. First of all, we should know what do you mean by oscillators. So what are the oscillators? Oscillator, it is a device which converts the desired frequency proportional to the input voltage. So whatever the input voltage we are giving or input supply we are giving, that is converted into the desired frequency, that is called as oscillators. So these oscillators are of different types. We have studied different types of oscillators. We are having phase shift oscillators, then what we have seen, LC oscillators, then we have seen piezoelectric oscillators, so what we have seen in these three types of oscillators, in these three types of oscillators, whatever the input is given to the system, that is converted into the frequency, and the frequency is proportional to the input supply which is applied to the system. So in the oscillator transducers, what we have to do is, we have to convert that input signal into the electrical signal, and that electrical signal is now converted into the frequency. So that is called as oscillator transducers. Now what is the use of oscillator transducers? Oscillator transducers are used for the purpose of the obtaining the desired frequency. So in the oscillator transducers, what we have to do, we are going to see the capacitive oscillators, inductive oscillators. Why? Because the oscillator can form by the tank circuit. So this is, we can say this is the tank circuit. It is having capacitor, inductor and the resistance. So in this, the frequency which is obtained, that is depending upon the value of the capacitor and the inductor, or we can say the frequency which is obtaining, that is depending upon the values of the capacitor and inductor which we are giving. So in the oscillator transducers, when your electrical signal is producing any kind of frequency, that frequency is depending upon the values of the capacitor and the inductor. We can say that is tank circuit, that is depending upon the tank circuit. So these are called as oscillator transducers. Then next one is the flow transducers. Now if we consider the term flow, flow can be anything. So flow is converted, so flow is considered for the gaseous state, for the liquid state, flow is for the pressure. So all these things are comes in the flow transducer. So in the flow transducers, what we have to do is, whatever the flow of the liquid or the gas we have to measure, that is converted into the electrical signal. That flow of any state is converted into the electrical signal, that is related to the flow transducers. Now these flow transducers can be the pressure transducers also. Now next one is inductive transducers. Now what do you mean by inductive transducers? If we see the name of this transducer, that is called as inductive transducer. That means we easily say these transducers work on the principle of induction, that is mutual inductance. So whenever we are going to see the inductive transducers over here, what we have to see is Faraday's law. So what is Faraday's law? Faraday's law is considered for the induction purpose. So what does Faraday's law say? Faraday's law say that the induced EMF is equals to negative of N d phi by dt. Now what do you mean by this equation? This E denotes the induced EMF. Now this induced EMF is equals to the N. What is N? N is the number of turns in the inductor. D phi by dt, that is the magnetic field produced. So the induced EMF is produced, which is equals to the negative of the changes in the magnetic field with respect to time. What we are seeing here, we are seeing the derivation of the magnetic field. So what does this negative sign indicate? this negative sign says that this EMF generated, it is in the opposite direction to the magnetic field. So this is related to the inductive transducers. Next we have to see the transducers based on the principles of the operation, types of the transducers depending upon the principles of the operation, how the working principle is there. So the very first transducer is photovoltaic transducer, we can say. The example is solar cell. Now if we consider this transducer, that is photovoltaic transducer, what is the principle of working of that? So these photovoltaic transducers are working on the principle of photoconversion, or we can say light conversion. So in this type of transducer, what is happening? The light energy is converted into the electrical signal. So in the photovoltaic transducers, example is solar cell, we can use here photodiodes, phototransistor as a sensing element. So the photodiodes and the phototransistors can sense the light energy, that absorbs the light energy, and that light energy is converted into the electrical signal. So this is the principal working of the photovoltaic transducers. So what is happening in the photovoltaic transducers? That your light energy is converted into the electrical signal. How? By absorbing the light energy. So when these photodiodes or the photoconductor can absorb the light energy, that is converted into the electrical signal. And again, the use of the secondary transducer is to convert that electrical signal into the digital one for the measurement purpose or the storage purpose. Then the next transducer is piezoelectric transducers. Now what do you mean by piezoelectric transducers? So the piezoelectric transducers work on the working principle of piezoelectric material. Now what do you mean by piezoelectric material or piezoelectric sensors? So the piezoelectric material is quartz crystal. So the symbolic representation of this is this symbol indicates the piezoelectric material, or we can say quartz crystal. Now what is the use of this piezoelectric material, or how that convert one form of energy into the electrical one? So what is the working principle of piezoelectric material or piezoelectric quartz crystal? That whenever we are applying the mechanical stress or the strain to this piezoelectric material, that convert it into the electrical form. And the inverse part of it is, whenever the electrical signal is applied to this piezoelectric material, when the electrical signal is applied to this piezoelectric crystal, that electrical signal is converted into the mechanical motion. That means we can say the vice versa part here. Whenever the mechanical stress or the strain is applied to the crystal material, that mechanical motion is converted into the electrical signal. It produces the frequency related to the or proportional to the mechanical stress which is applied to the material. This is the first part. And the converse part is, whenever the electrical signal is applied to this material, that electrical signal is converted into the motion, or we can say mechanical stress. So this is the working principle of piezoelectric transducer. So what is happening in this piezoelectric transducer? In the piezoelectric transducer, whenever we are using this quartz crystal, the property of this quartz crystal is to convert the mechanical stress into the electrical signal, and converse part is that electrical signal is again reconverted into the mechanical form. So this is the working principle of the piezoelectric transducer. So the next one is chemical transducers. Now what do you mean by chemical transducers? It is the simplest one. So what is the use of chemical transducers? Chemical transducers the sensing element senses the chemicals, different chemicals, and that different chemicals is converted into the electrical signal. So what is the working principle of chemical transducers is, so in the chemical transducers, first of all we have to use the chemical sensors. So that chemical sensors are responsible for sensing the what are the different types of the chemicals are there at the physical quantity. So these different types of the chemicals can be sensed by the different sensing elements, chemical sensing elements, and that sensing element, chemical sensing element, that converts that chemical into the electrical signal, and that electrical signal is again converted into the digital one. So the next one is the mutual induction. In the mutual induction, what is happen? It depends upon the principal working of the mutual induction. So in the mutual induction, what is happening? There are two types of the inductors, or we can say there are two inductors present over there, and it depends upon the working principle of how the mutual inductance is presenting, how the mutual induction is creating over there. So these types of the transducers work on the mutual induction operation. So what do you mean by mutual induction? Whenever the supply is given to the one inductor, due to that there is a formation of induction in the other coil. So if we are considering these two coils over here, or we can say these are two transformer coils, this is, we can say, primary and this is the secondary. So this is the core present between the two coils. So when we are giving the supply to the primary coil, due to that in this core there is a production of the magnetic field, mutual induction is present. So whatever the voltage which is presenting in this first coil, due to this mutual induction, same will be produced in the secondary of the coil. So what if the number of turns of the secondary coils are less or more than the first one? So if the number of coils, number of turns in the second coil are less, then the voltage which is produced in the secondary of the coil, that is less than the primary one. And if the number of turns are more in the secondary of the coil, then the voltage produced which is more than the primary one. So this is called as mutual induction. So these types of transducers which works on the mutual induction principle, in that the induction produced which is mutually between the two coils. Then next one is electromagnetic transducers. Now what do you mean by electromagnetic transducers? If we consider the term electromagnetic transducers, in that there is no physical contact between the core and the coil. So the ferromagnetic core is used in the electromagnetic inductions. In that ferromagnetic core is not physically connected to the coil. So whenever the supply is given to the coil, due to that electromagnetic field which is created between the core and the coil, the energy from one is given to the another. So in the electromagnetic transducers, what is happening? The core which is not physically connected to the inductive coil, the electromagnetic field which is produced there, the electrical energy is converted into the another one. So in that, when there is no physical contact which is between the core and the magnetic field, the energy is converted from electrical energy into the another one. So that is the working principle of electromagnetic transducers. Next one is Hall effect. Now what do you mean by Hall effect? These transducers are working on the principle of the Hall effect. If suppose there is a supply and in that transverse field, if we are placing a conductor carrying a current in the transfer magnetic field, so what is happening here? In between the supply, we are placing a conductor which is in the transverse magnetic field which is carrying a current, then there is a production of signal. So this is called as Hall effect. So these Hall effect transducers which are working on the principle of Hall effect, in that what we have to do is we have to place a conductor carrying current in between the two polarities of the supply and which are placed in the transverse magnetic field. And when we are placing this in the transverse magnetic field, there is a production of electrical signal. So this is all related to the transducers which are based on the principles of the operation. Thank you.